President Trump says he is ordering government agencies to come clean about UFOs and the possibility of alien encounter.
Trump just said that trained military pilots sitting in the Oval Office told him personally they watched a round object move 4 times faster than an F-22. And he believed them.
I've met with pilots, and they tell me stories that they've seen things that, sir, there was something there that was round in form and going like 4 times faster than my super jet fighter plane.
Because Trump's own bodyguard on the White House lawn stood 9 feet tall. Aliens working inside his government, in plain sight. And that is exactly what July 8, 2026 is about. The day people are calling Disclosure Day. The day Trump is expected to tell the entire world that an advanced alien civilization, described as the white Nordic race from Agartha, has been working alongside him and a secret branch of the military this entire time. The Epstein files cracking open in 2026 gave this theory a credibility that left everyone surprised. This story actually started long before Trump. Back in February 2026, Barack Obama said they're real.
Are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in, what is it?
Area 51?
Area 51.
And within days, Trump ordered the Pentagon to release 70 years of classified files on UFOs, aliens, and unidentified aerial phenomena. What Trump is going to disclose on 8 July, and what did Obama actually know? So let me take you deeper into what is actually behind July 8th. Because the pilots and the bodyguard are just the surface of this. The white Nordic race from Agartha. For people hearing that for the first time, Agartha refers to an advanced underground civilization that has existed parallel to ours for thousands of years. A civilization so far ahead of everything humanity has built that our most advanced military technology looks primitive in comparison. And the theory is that this civilization made direct contact with a secret branch of the U.S. military, and Trump has been the face of that relationship. What makes this land differently now is the timing. The Epstein files opened a door. They showed the world that powerful people at the highest levels of government had been hiding coordinated activity for decades with complete confidence that the public would never find out. And once people saw that, the idea of a government quietly maintaining a relationship with an alien civilization stopped sounding impossible. July 8th is the day that relationship reportedly goes public. Everything hidden, everything coordinated, everything that has been operating in plain sight finally said out loud. All right, let me take you right to the moment this whole thing happened. Former President Barack Obama is sitting down with podcast host Brian Tyler Cohen. And then suddenly the host asks him, "Are aliens real?" Look at this clip.
Are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in, what is it?
Area 51?
Area 51. There's no underground facility, unless there's this enormous conspiracy, and they hid it from the President of the United States.
And he just casually confirmed on a podcast, aliens are real. Even his follow-up clarification made things more interesting. Obama posted on Instagram the very next day, explaining that he meant it statistically. The universe is so vast that the mathematical odds of life existing somewhere out there are genuinely high. He personally saw 0 evidence of alien contact during his entire presidency. But by then, President Trump had already seen the clip. And Trump's response, this is the part that completely changed the direction of the story. Trump told reporters aboard Air Force One, point blank, he took it out of classified information.
Obama said that aliens are real. Have you seen any evidence of non-human visitors to Earth?
Well, he gave classified information. He's not supposed to be doing that.
He's not supposed to be doing that. He made a big mistake. Now stop right there and think about what that accusation actually means. Accusing a former president of leaking classified information over a casual statistical comment about the size of the universe, that level of reaction demands an explanation. That accusation confirms there is something classified and specific about this subject, something sitting behind closed doors, something Obama's 3 words came dangerously close to touching.
Where are the aliens?
Where are the aliens?
And then, just hours after making that accusation on Air Force One, Trump posted on Truth Social that he would direct Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and all relevant government agencies to release every single file related to alien and extraterrestrial life, UFOs, and unidentified aerial phenomena. Based on the tremendous interest shown, I will be directing the Secretary of War and other relevant departments and agencies to begin the process of identifying and releasing government files. 70 years of classified government files. One social media post. Now, this footage was filmed on a major motorway. Traffic stopped. People stepped out of their cars just to watch it pass. A tank the size of a building. Full military convoy. One designation, X7. Protocol Omega. Those vents are a controlled atmosphere system. This is an alien transport. A living being inside that tank that breathes differently, exists differently. And that is exactly why the government sealed that road, surrounded it with military, and stayed completely silent toward the public. This is what hiding the truth looks like. And this one hit differently. February 2026. Louisville, Kentucky. A McDonald's. Just an ordinary Tuesday night. Someone glanced toward the parking lot and saw a humanoid figure standing there. Something that looked completely beyond human. Within seconds, the entire restaurant erupted into full panic. People running. Doors locked. Police called. Several people treated for anxiety right there on scene. And here is the part that makes everything impossible to ignore. Because what we are talking about goes far beyond civilians with phone cameras. These are military commanders, under oath, before Congress. Here is one more incident, filmed by U.S. Navy pilots, officially confirmed by the Pentagon. November 2004. Commander David Fravor, flying off the USS Nimitz, encounters a white tic-tac-shaped object. Wingless, exhaustless, engine-free, descending 80,000 feet in under a second. He later testified under oath before Congress. The technology that we faced was far superior than anything that we had. A Top Gun-trained Navy commander, under oath, before Congress, saying what we saw should be physically impossible. September 2025. Republican Congressman Eric Burleson revealed whistleblower footage at a House oversight hearing. Actual U.S. military drone footage showing a Hellfire missile fired directly at a glowing, unidentified orb off the coast of Yemen. The missile hit the object and bounced straight off. Journalist George Knapp, sitting in that hearing room, said it out loud, "What the hell is that?" It just kept going. So this one actually got me. In 2024, declassified documents quietly confirmed that Wright-Patterson Air Force Base suddenly grounded every single aircraft it had. Thermal imaging cameras pointed straight at the runway. Why? Because something came down from the sky, got within 500 feet of actually landing, then just went back up, vanished from every radar and tracking system all at once. Hours later, the base returned to routine. A standard all-clear issued. Complete silence from the government. The world kept moving. And this is reaching ordinary people now. In their own neighborhoods, with their own cameras, in places everyone least expected. July 2025. Compton, California. Jessica Ortiz checks her Ring doorbell camera at 1 a.m. and finds an alien-looking figure moving along the side of her porch. The clip reached over 1 million views within hours, but the detail that genuinely got people, her motion sensor cameras outside, stayed completely silent. They remained completely still. Her son watched it 3 times and said, "Mom, that is an alien. Call the police." Her answer, "I am keeping this to myself. Calling the police on an alien would make me sound crazy." New Year's Day 2024. Bayside Marketplace Mall in Miami triggered the largest police response in the city's entire history. Authorities pointed to teens, but people physically present that night described a 10-foot shadow figure standing right outside the mall. The body cam footage, the mall surveillance. The public is still waiting. To this day, all of it stays locked away from public view, while the scale of that response remains a complete mystery. Now, here is something that stopped me completely while building this. Because one location keeps appearing at the center of this story, over and over. And at some point that stops being coincidence. Ohio, 1947. Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio, becomes the official home of Project Blue Book, the U.S. Air Force's classified investigation into UFO sightings running all the way through 1969. 2 full decades of government-funded investigation. 12,618 sightings investigated. 701 cases still officially classified as unidentified. The full resources of the United States Air Force looked at those 701 cases and reached one conclusion. This one stands completely beyond our understanding. October 18, 1973. And this one genuinely stopped me. Army Reserve helicopter pilot Captain Lawrence Coyne is flying from Columbus to Cleveland when a cigar-shaped craft comes heading straight at his helicopter at jet speed. Then it just stopped right in front of them. A green beam swept across the interior. The helicopter began rising on its own. The compass went wild. Radio completely dead. Then the craft was gone. Just like that. The compass stayed broken forever after. Coyne eventually took that testimony all the way to the United Nations. April 17, 1966. Portage County, Ohio. 2 sheriff deputies spotted a bright metallic disc rising from the trees near Ravenna. What followed was an 86-mile chase at over 100 miles per hour all the way into Pennsylvania before it shot straight up and vanished. Deputy Dale Spohr said afterward, "If I could change one thing in my life, it would be that night." His marriage ended. He lost 40 pounds. Steven Spielberg used this exact chase in the opening of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Wright-Patterson, the Coyne incident, the Portage County chase, the Ohio River operation. Every single turn this story takes, Ohio is standing right there in the middle of it, and at some point that stops being coincidence and starts demanding an answer. So here is where everything lands. Because the real question sitting underneath all of this is simple. Will they actually follow through this time? Because the government has made promises before. In 2022, Congress held the first UFO hearings in 50 years. A dedicated office called AARO, the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, was created specifically to investigate military UAP encounters and brief Congress regularly. And then AARO went completely quiet, stopped publishing, stopped briefing, simply disappeared from public view. Christopher Mellon, former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Intelligence and one of the most credible voices in this entire conversation, captured this moment perfectly. He said this might be consequential, but the impact will depend entirely on the follow-through. Follow-through. That is the single most important word in this story right now. And here is something that surprised me. Psychologists are already preparing for the public impact of these disclosures. Psychology Today described UAP disclosure as a psychological event just as much as a political one. When files of this magnitude go public, files that could fundamentally challenge everything humanity believes about our place in the universe, mental health professionals are actively preparing for the impact right now. The psychological fallout from disclosure is being formally planned for. Think about what that tells you about what might actually be in those files. July 8, 2026. The Ohio River. The X-7 convoy. Obama's 3 words. Trump's accusation. The 9-foot bodyguard. A missile bouncing off a glowing orb. Navy commanders testifying under oath. Doorbell cameras catching figures that motion sensors cannot detect. Every single piece of this story is pointing at the same date, the same moment. And the world is watching. A piece published in Psychology Today in February 2026 confirmed that mental health professionals are actively developing frameworks to help the public process UAP disclosure. The concern is real enough that preparation is already underway at a professional level, because what may be inside those files could challenge the foundational beliefs of billions of people simultaneously. If this hit different for you, like, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe and stay ahead, because whatever comes on July 8th, you want to be the first to know.